My first contact with independent research was back in high school when I tried to quantify the effects of construction rubble on recycled concrete, and things went as planned for the most part. Due to a delayed delivery, I lacked the testing equipment to run the main experiments on time. Unwilling to accept defeat, I decided to improvise with a hydraulic press in a mechanic shop, and surprisingly, it worked. After 6 hours crushing stones, I managed to get a spreadsheet with resistance data, naively thinking I had made science. But I hadn't. Months later, during an international science fair, I compared my method with another research group from Paraguay, and realized that the press I'd used to save those experiments wasn't standardized. My results were very imprecise. At first, I didn't want to accept defeat, that all my hard work had been in vain. How come no one noticed my mistake, and why should I be the one to expose it? But I couldn't belittle the ideals of science to protect a naive self-confidence. If I had discovered that my research was purely qualitative, whose interests would my ignorance serve? So I acknowledged my failure. I exposed the mistake in the report and rethought the whole thing during the science fair. Months later, I redid the whole experiment at the Federal University of Paraná with twice the waste and thrice the patients, and a dedication that gave me my first academic publication. Now I realize that while my resources at the time were quite primitive, my principles never were. What sets me apart is my uncompromising intellectual honesty coupled with an unyielding diligence. I'm not afraid to acknowledge when I'm wrong, as in that scientific report, and I'm eager to shoulder the burden of correcting it, as in my subsequent experiments. This willingness to own up and fix mistakes is the basis for my performance at Princeton, where I've been awarded the George B. Wood Legacy Prize for the best academic standing in my class year, as well as the Princeton Research Day Award for dissemination of scientific knowledge. But honestly, what's reassuring to me is that these are the values that help me conduct the research I love and compel me to elevate the standards I use to teach those around me. From my unique position at the interface of American and Brazilian education, intellectual honesty and due diligence are more than traits that set me apart. They are the attributes that will enable me to make electricity available for all communities, regardless of income. I'm André Koch, Liston. Thank you very much for your time.